I'll kind of get started right now. So really my goal, the only thing I'm really hoping to do today is share my story, how I got selling into Amazon, the things that have helped me been able to help me be successful. And honestly, if I can inspire just one person or motivate or, share some product research methods I've used, then I'll be happy. So really hope this is beneficial. Appreciate you guys, taking the time to listen to me. It means a lot. Honestly, expectations going into this was I thought, okay, if only 10 people just showed up, I'll be happy. But so anyways, hope this is helpful. And let's go ahead and get started. Awesome. So like I said, my name is Mark McKellar, and I'm the founder of the Amazon FBA Accelerator, my program. I was able to hit 6 figures in the first 7 months of selling on Amazon. I'll kind of explain how I was able to do that. Have helped many successful sellers launch on Amazon. And, like I said, my goal is to share my story, share the tricks, methods I've used to find my products, what's been helpful, what's not been helpful, and really answer any questions here at the end, that you guys might have. So let's kind of go into what we'll be talking about. Like I said, first I'll go into how I got started selling on the Amazon. It's kind of a unique story. The different product categories I focus on when selling in Amazon, and frankly, that are the easiest to launch and kind of enter in the path of least resistance, if you will. I'll go into and I'll kind of do a quick demo of how I find products and really the thought process that I like to go through. How I've been able to launch successful products using ChatGPT, which is dope. Love ChatGPT. Super exciting software, super exciting times. The biggest mistakes that I tend to see a lot of sellers make, which leads to failure. This is one of the most important topics I'll be talking about, because whether you are starting out selling or whether you have been selling for a long time, it's a win-win. Okay, you can avoid issues going into it, or if you've already been selling and you haven't really thought about some of these points I'm going to make, hopefully it can save you money and help you make more money. Go into some product research hacks that I found on Alibaba, just different creative things I've thought about, have tested and trialed it. Secret to winning on Amazon, a few hacks that have helped me literally sell the same product for more, if not double the price of my competitors. How to start selling on Amazon, or how to really, grow your business. And then a quick Q&A at the end. All right. So real quick, my story, and I'm going to try to make sure I don't ramble on, but really how I got started selling is I was in school at Brigham Young University in Utah, and I was graduating during COVID. All right. So this was August, finished my classes, and luckily I didn't endure the whole Zoom thing during college, but at the time I was running these CrossFit gyms in Utah, and this was a business I was running all throughout college. And really my plan was to continue to grow those. But, due to unforeseen circumstances, the gyms didn't work out, and I ended up, departing from the gyms. And frankly, I was kind of left jobless, and really at the worst time, because it was during COVID. Not very many people were hiring. And this peak right here was me, honestly. And it just kind of sucked. I'll be honest, it was hard. And here's the harsh reality is during school, I had learned how to run a brick and mortar business, and I didn't really have much of a hard skill set. All right. So I didn't have an accounting degree or a nursing degree or in finance. I knew all of these little different skill sets, but it wasn't very attractive to a recruiter. And so I didn't really, I applied to a lot of jobs, but it just didn't work out, which was frustrating because I felt like I didn't have a valuable skill set to offer, none of them wanted to hire someone that knew how to run gyms, frankly. So really, as I started searching around, I heard about selling on Amazon from a friend, and knew that e-commerce and online shopping was really the future, you know, and it currently is, and it still is. Wanted to be able to work whenever, wherever I wanted. But honestly, I did not want to go work for someone else. Like, that's the biggest thing. You know, I'd been an entrepreneur for such a long time, and I just like did not want to give up control, you know, of my life to someone else. So I started researching Amazon FBA, and like I said, I had heard about it, but I just didn't really know exactly what it was. And then I started to see a couple articles and really read into it. This one really stuck out. Nearly half of Amazon sellers make between $1,000 to $25,000 in a month, and a few best sellers make $250K in a month. And at the time, I was like, "Wait, what?" Like a little skeptical, but I definitely believe it, you know, and I see it all the time. So this was another stat that really made me want to go all in, or at least look into it. Was for every dollar that's spent online in the U.S., 50 cents through Amazon. And so as I started to think of different business opportunities and different things to sell, because I'd want to always sell online, I thought, once I read this, okay, why would I try to make a website and pay to drive traffic to that website and just kind of create like a whole new other channel when Amazon already dominates half of the United States, and I can just sell something on there and there's already so much traffic going there. Just kind of made sense, you know, or at least it made sense to continue to look more into it. Right. So I started to look into the different kinds of selling on Amazon: retail arbitrage, private label, etc. And really, my research went into a certain product. It was like a mini fireplace set, right? It was like a tabletop fire pit or firebowl pit, right? This is like what it looks like. And as I started researching it, I realized that really what a lot of sellers were doing is taking the same product that they found on Alibaba and really slapping their own brand name or logo on it. AKA, that's what private label is, right? You're taking an existing product and you're creating a brand around that. And really, like, the easiest way to do that is to slap a label on it. But like the best way is to improve the product, to add value, to bundle it with something else, etc. So I started looking into it, and like I said, I was just intrigued. And I saw that, for example, this product alone was being sold by Stonehome and fulfilled by Amazon, okay, aka what FBA means. So I was like, okay, well, who is this brand name? You know, clicked on it and looked it up, and I was like, okay, it's some dude that's selling it out of his apartment in Baltimore, you know, and or no, sorry, Illinois. And hopefully this guy is not on the call. Don't mean to blast you, but you've inspired me, you know. So I thought, okay, well, I didn't realize that's how Amazon worked. I didn't realize that you could sell your own stuff, and that really can be anyone. And so, like, as kind of like Amazon FBA 101, think of it like a swap meet, okay? Amazon is the owner of the land, but all the sellers that want to go to the swap meet will pay the owner a little bit of fee, because the owner of the swap meet will do so much advertising to get a bunch of people there, right? So that's kind of how the Amazon ecosystem works, if you didn't know. So I honestly thought, like, all right, if this person can do it, so can I. You know, like, it can't be that difficult to figure out. And, you know, my back was against the wall. So I thought, okay, I can either just try, you know, or I can go get a normal job and like keep dreaming of this like entrepreneurial dream. But like, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, I've been thinking about it and I've been analyzing for it long enough. I need to just pull the trigger and actually do it, you know? That's where I was. And it was actually kind of a blessing that I didn't have any options, right? Because you know, my back was against the wall, and I thought I could either figure this out and make it work, or, you know, I'll always regret it. So that really was the truth. So like I said, ended up deciding between two paths. First path, work until I die, right? And I'll kind of get into this quote later, but it's my favorite quote. It's what made me want to sell on Amazon, which is, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die, which is so true. Okay, or the second path, start a business on the side, right? Start an Amazon business, or at least try to sell something and see how it works, right? So I started going berserk on product research, or at least learning what selling on Amazon FBA was, right? So learned the terms product research, search demand, hot selling products, joined tons of Facebook groups, watched a ton of YouTube videos, read a lot of articles on Reddit, And what was it like going through that much information? And I guarantee the majority of you feel the same way, okay, if you've done this approach. It's freaking overwhelming, all right? It's like you get lost in information and you almost don't know like who to believe or what to believe because there's so many opinions and voices out there as far as like, try this, try that, do this, do that. And, anyways, it was like very, very confusing for a time. But eventually I just started to really categorize through the information as much as possible because I didn't really know anyone that was selling on Amazon. And so it was kind of like a very unknown territory for me, which was difficult. So over time, I learned two things. One, that I should not be selling products that I think are good to sell. Okay, what do I know, right? I'm biased I'm biased off of the things that I like to wear and to, like use whatever, right? And so I don't have good self-awareness for everyone in the United States, everyone who's shopping on Amazon. I need to sell products that are in high demand and hopefully in low competition so that it's easy to launch. Second thing, learning to sell on Amazon can be extremely overwhelming, but it's actually quite simple. And I'll just break it down real quick into 3 quick steps. For some of you, it's going to be a review. Others, it's going to be, obvious information or, new information. One, find a product to sell. And really, I think of it as there's 2 ways to find a product. You could think of a cool product to sell, all right, and that's kind of taking like a roll in the dice as far as like, are people going to see it? Are people going to buy it? Or you could find a product that's already in high demand, relatively low competition, and that way it's a lot more like risk adverse. It's not as risky. It's kind of a more guaranteed path to success. Step 2, find a supplier. And all day, every day, baby, buy low and sell high, right? Just like the stock exchange, buy low, sell high. So buy on Alibaba for cheap, sell on Amazon for a ton more than you paid for. All right, step number 3, send to Amazon. And that's where the term FBA comes in, right? FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. The only other alternative is something called fulfilled by merchant, right? Which is FBM. And I don't have a slide on this, but here's my advocacy for FBA. 1, you get the Prime badge. And that is why people go on Amazon. That's why Amazon will always dominate Temu, okay, personal opinion, or always dominate people like Wish.com, is because people want their stuff tomorrow or at the most 2 days away. And Amazon has such a good reputation for customer service and refunds that everyone will always shop there, right? So that's why you want to do FBA. Also, you don't want to store inventory at your house. If you do, that's fine, okay? So Amazon has these massive warehouses across the United States. They have like a few in every state, and that's where they store all of these products and goods, okay? So whenever someone purchases your product, they will pick it out, they will put it in a box and have someone ship it over. So really, like, the only thing you need to worry about is finding the right product to sell, okay? Creating a listing, creating a product offering, that's all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about like no shipping, no getting boxes, tape. Like, that is why I freaking love Amazon, okay? So after learning this process, I put together honestly like my own product research checklist, okay? It's like a step-by-step guide of everything I had learned to know what would be good to sell. Like, because I couldn't just, I need to write things out for me. I need to have it be very step-by-step, very, very intuitive. So that's what I did. I ended up launching my first Amazon product, which I was pumped about. And, it was a gym timer, believe it or not. It was a little mini gym timer. And this gym timer, it was being searched for 3,200 times a month, like not very much, like relatively speaking. And the average review count was 404, which is relatively low. But here's the thing is, as I started looking at all of the options on Amazon, I noticed that they all look the same and they did not look very appealing to buy. But frankly, I had just been coming from the CrossFit space. And so as I started looking on Alibaba, I started seeing these little timers that I just knew at least people in CrossFit would buy. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to launch this product. I just want to do it. I just want to see if it works. And worst case scenario, I think a lot of these CrossFit people would buy it. But worst case scenario, like I'll just have gym timers for life, like whatever, it's fine. So put together, my listing, and I launched this sucker. And how did it go? It went pretty dang well, honestly. Like at least for my expectations, I was just hoping to do at least $1,000 a month. But I launched this thing, and the first 20 days it did about $5,500 in sales. But I'll tell you what, like the best part of this launch was the last like 5 days of this month. I was on vacation with my family, and I was still getting sales, and like that was not the case with the previous business I was running. Is I had to be present like all the time for things to continue to move forward. But that's like the best part about Amazon alone, honestly, was passive income, like as some people say it. But really it's like continue getting sales. And so really like the work was upfront, honestly. Once I launched it, it's a lot easier. Okay. So about 6-8 months went by, and I thought, can I do this with another product? All right. Went through the same process, and then I launched this bubble gun. I still sell this thing, and I love it. And once again, I wanted to find a way to add value, not just sell the same thing. So I bundled it up with a few of these other things here on the bottom. Launched it, did really well. It was doing about like 200 to $600 a day in sales, and I was just happy it was working. To be honest, I was like clearly happy about the money, but it was just so fulfilling to see it progress over time. So then over time, we'll launch another private label product. This would be my third product. Launched this kid's gel blaster gun. I'm sure many of you have seen this, but I came up with a new design. I bundled it up with this like laser, all these different add-ons from the supplier. And I was blown away by these results. So in one day, it did about $3,400 in sales, which was unbelievable. And really, like, I feel like people post this all the time, but like that, oh, check out. But like once you get there, you're just like, wow, like it actually worked, kind of a thing. And so it was super awesome to see it succeed. We got to 14,000 a week, and then ended up getting up to about 42,000 in that month, right? So I even shared the results with my mom. She's super proud, just because, right, like being jobless is not fun, not enjoyable at all. And really like the results of that was being able to have control over my schedule, like working from home, being able to spend more time with my family. I've got a big family, and now today, still selling tons of selling a lot more products, passive income, of course, but really like it's control over my schedule. Like that's what I really love about it, and I love being able to work wherever, whether it's like at home or away on vacation. But it comes back to this quote, right? Like if I didn't find a way to make money while I slept, like I'll work until I die. And that's so true. That's like probably the best thing that I've learned with Amazon. Anyways, over time, I, like I said, really attribute it to like the system that I set up. So let's get into what are the best product categories to sell in. Okay. So Amazon has about 36 different product categories, right? And what people don't realize is in each of these categories, they have about 5 to 15 more categories. And then within those, there's like even like 5 or 10 more categories. So there's so much to pick from. And really, this is actually where you should be very careful as far as staying away from certain categories that are prohibited, very, very competitive. Some categories just yield a lot of returns ultimately. But these, for me personally, have been the best categories to launch a private label product in. Arts, crafts, and sewing, baby products, home and kitchen, kitchen and dining, patio, lawn and garden, pet supplies, sports and outdoors, tools and home improvement, toys and games. And I'm not saying that that it's only limited to these. Like, for example, I have a friend who he was mining a bunch of cryptocurrency like a few years ago. And he was thinking about selling some kind of like computer monitor I forgot what they're called, but it's basically where you put your computer on and, and I looked up and I was like, that would be actually a sweet product. But in general, you want to stay away from like computers and accessories, you don't want to sell like something very heavy technology based. But these are the products I've been most successful with and that I love finding private label products in. Why? Because a lot of them are small, lightweight products, easily avoided, getting into patents. And also like a lot of them result in less returns. Okay. So here's the thing is electronics, anything battery oriented, like that is one thing I've learned selling so many battery oriented products is sometimes they just don't work. Like Apple, the most profitable, largest company in the world, literally, they still get returns all the time. Sometimes people buy an iPhone and it doesn't work. Like that's technology. So I'd rather just take away the risk, Candidly, I still do sell like battery oriented products because I've like been into them for so long that I don't want to just throw it away. But there's products out there that will not need a battery and that will yield in a lot less returns. And you might as well like sell those products instead, in my opinion. And the biggest thing is like low FBA fees in a lot of these categories. Okay. So 5 winning product ideas for you to launch today. And also I just want to, kind of show you step by step how you go with finding a product and really the things that I look for. Okay. So this is like a funnel that I made because really this is how I personally think of product research. It's almost like a marketing funnel, right? You want to start very like broad. Okay. And then every step you want to kind of limit your options a little bit more and more till you get very, very niche or specific. So I first always start off with certain categories and a certain price point, right? Next, I'll go through, I'll limit it even by more of those subcategories and then another set of price points. And then I'll go through and filter by revenue, price point, and also RPR, which I'm excited to talk about, and review count in general, all right? And then I'll filter down even more based off of what I personally think would be a good private label product or not. Okay, awesome. So using the AMZScout product database tool, I'll always start off with categories, price points, like I said before. And I actually remove a lot of the columns because I just want to stay focused on like 3 or 4 different metrics. And if I see too much, it gets a little confusing for me. Okay, RPR, super underestimated metric. Okay, this is the ratio of how much revenue a seller makes per 1 review, right? So a higher number means it's relatively easy for a new seller to enter a niche, all right? This is so underrated because here's the thing. If you haven't sold a product on Amazon before, like dropping 5 to 10 grand on inventory is intimidating itself, in my opinion. And so you might as well want to try to launch a product that can rank and sell organically. And the higher the number that you find here on the RPR, that is another way of saying, if you launch this product, it's going to be relatively extremely easy to get it up to the top of page 1, right? And I've like stumbled upon that a couple of times before, and it is quite amazing. Meaning, instead of running a bunch of PPC ads, right, or a bunch of reviews, Amazon will literally rank your product to page 1 solely based off of the keywords that you use, right? The backend search terms. Well, first and foremost, the title. And the very, very first keyword or keyword phrase that is in your title, that's how they're going to rank your product, right? Of course, by your, they're going to index you by your product category and things like that. And so like that is really the ultimate goal, in my opinion, is to launch products that require not nearly as much, ad spend, especially if you're on a low budget, okay? Right, filter by RPR. And then when I look through the products here, I quickly sift through them, okay? Anything like chemicals, big brands, formulas, lotions, medicine, heavy technology, battery, I will not look into it because that stuff equals red tape, paperwork, like restrictions, and really at the end of the day, like your goal is to launch a product as soon as possible and make money. And so if you're not, and like, I'm not saying you can't make money with these kinds of products, but if you're not familiar with any of these things, I would just kind of sit those out. Okay, so we are here in the product research tools. So two main ways you can find products on here that I like to use finding products with AMZScout: product database, and then the keyword research tool right here. Okay, we're gonna go into product database. And like I said, here's all of the categories. So I'm actually going to just unclick them all. And then I'm going to go one by one as far as which categories I personally love to look for products in. And you could look into all these categories all at once. Or if you want, you can look one by one, meaning you can look in the baby products, find products, and then unclick, go back into pet supplies. I personally like to do that. But like I said, baby products, pet supplies, toys and games, arts, crafts and sewing, health and household, office products, sports, outdoors and fitness, home kitchen and dining, patio, lawn and garden, tools, home improvements. There will never be a lack of opportunity within these categories. You'll find more than enough great products to sell on Amazon in these categories. But for this example exclusively, I'm going to just go into these categories. Okay, we're going to hit apply. I like to leave this blank. I like to have the price point between, let's just say for this example, $10 to $25, and then more filters. Okay, you can include certain keywords, exclude certain keywords. Review count, I don't want to sell anything more than about 400, depending on what it is, but the max I go is 500. But for the most part, I always stick to a max review count of 400. All right, and then I'm going to leave the rest of this blank. Like I said, because it's a marketing funnel, and we need to start with like cast a very broad net out first, and then we'll filter down. So let's hit find products. Cool. So as these start to pull up, let me go through some of these. Well, one, like I do not read all of these because frankly, like even though this is very good information, I need to quickly sift through products. And so the only ones I personally leave open is category. I unclick all this. I even click estimated sales. For sure, I want to see the revenue, the price point. The fees are not very important to me right now. Neither is the net. Unclick, apply. Cool. A lot more cleaner to look at, a lot more easier to comprehend, right? So going through this, and what I'm going to do is, what happened to this guy? Let me refresh this page. Sorry, one second. Let me unclick that. RPR. Okay, here it is. Sorry. I don't know why I wasn't seeing it before. All right. So before I even start looking through products, I'm going to filter by this one, right? Because what that's telling me is, like I said, it's a ratio of how much revenue a seller makes per one review. And so frankly, like what that's saying is the higher this number, like the easier it is to launch to page one. But like I said, you got to really quickly sift through. Like everyone knows Scrub Daddy. If you haven't, check out Shark Tank. Okay, I'm not going to go through there because I do not want to get in a patent issue. 50-piece sticky hand toys for party favors. Okay, that's clearly awesome private label product. The review count is only 9. That's insane. Okay, we're going to come back to that one. Wooden disposable utensils, awesome. Would stay away from Top Gun. Good. Technology, pass. Any of these dog toys, money, right? So I want to look into this one, the 50-piece sticky handset. Okay, this guy only has 9 reviews, and let's open up the extension. So what I love about this is so easy to bundle this with another party favor, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to do that, but that is how you're gonna stand out from your competition, okay? You don't wanna just sell the same stuff. You want to create a good overall product offering. And how is that? Product offering is made up of what you sell, the price point, and how much reviews, okay? When you're a new seller, you cannot expect to get 500 reviews in the first month. If you do, probably get shut down because it's suspicious. Second, you don't want to compete on just price point. You know, you don't want to just sell the lowest thing. Yeah, you might get sales, but are you actually making any money? No. That is why you want to create the best product offering. And that's going to be based off of, are you going to bundle your product? Are you going to create the best product photos? Frankly, a lot of product photos on Amazon are kind of trash, in my opinion, not that great. But think about it, like you're selling to consumers, you're selling to me, you're selling to like your neighbor, like they would want to see a quality looking product. And so you want to make it like the best possible version, but mostly you want to think about how can I bundle this and how can I add on to this product. So as this pulls up, once again, I'm going to unclick a lot of this just to kind of clear as far as not getting too overwhelmed. And I'm going to unclick all of this. Inventory, want to keep there. And really what I'm looking at is how is this product doing in terms of revenue and monthly sales compared to other similar products, okay? The fact that it has this hot button, good sign. Doing estimated sales of about 200 a month, which is great. Number of reviews, 9, super great. And so if I wanted to continue to move forward with this product, I want to figure out what keywords is he ranking for. And so we're going to do a reverse ASIN lookup. Keywords, find keywords, more keywords. I'm going to leave this blank. See if that works. Okay, if not, that's fine. All right, so this is such a good potential product, okay? I would put that in my folder and continue to come back here and look for more products, right? So like I said, this would be an awesome product to launch. Bamboo wooden spins, like this is kind of like a silicone product where there's endless possibilities. Dog toys, super good, super popular, easy to launch. They're lightweight. They are inexpensive to source relatively. And so that's how I kind of go about my process as far as thinking what's going to be easy to launch, what's going to be inexpensive to source, and is this going to be a product that I can add more value to? And that is where you win on Amazon, frankly. All right, so let's come back. Okay, good. All right, next, use ChatGPT to find products to sell on Amazon. All right, so what is ChatGPT? AI chatbot that uses natural language processing to create human-like conversational dialogue. All right, language model can respond to questions, compose various written content, including articles, social media posts, essays, codes, emails. Okay. Also, by the way, I don't have my chat on. Okay, so if you're asking me questions, sorry I can't see it, or if you're blasting me, thank goodness I can't see it. I will do the Q&A after, so like save your questions, and if for whatever reason we can't get to you, just find me on Instagram, DM me, and I will respond back to you. All right, so the biggest thing that I've found helpful for ChatGPT is treat it like a conversation with a human. It's not like Google where you put in a question and you get a bunch of articles. Literally will respond back to you, right? So I like to have an ongoing conversation with it, and I'll kind of show you how I do that, all right? So you're probably thinking like, okay, how can I use ChatGPT with Amazon? Have a quick video, a couple YouTube videos I've come out with. So find me on YouTube, subscribe, and I'm about to come out with some dope videos I'm super excited about here on my channel. So stay tuned. But yeah, that's one thing. But also I'm going to go through the things that I found ChatGPT very helpful for. One is generating product ideas. Don't expect chat to tell you what to sell, right? That's just not going to work. One, because it doesn't have real-time data. It's not AMZScout, and it's very clear. So if you try to ask ChatGPT like, hey, what can I sell on Amazon? They'll clearly say, or, you know, if you try to ask, hey, what's the search volume of this product? It's not going to tell you. It's not going to tell you. So don't try. You can, but you're going to get rejected. So it's good to find product ideas in general. Okay. Search for product categories. One thing that I love doing is I love creating my product listing around ChatGPT. So usually I'll add up to about 1,000 reviews at a time, and I will ask Chat to go through each one of them. And this is one of the YouTube videos I have. And I just ask, hey, what are the top 5 things that people love about this product, and what do they hate, right? And why that's so valuable is I know exactly what I should include into that product before I launch it. And so I know what the consumers will already want. That's like the biggest thing. Next, I have it write my product listing for me, create a title, bullet points, descriptions. And like I said, I have more videos on chat in my program as well, right? So what it's not good for is telling you what to sell. It's not good for getting specific data, like we were looking at with AMZScout. So, and it's also like, it's fun to use, but like use it to make money, not just to entertain yourself. So real quick thoughts on AI. I went to this pretty dope conference in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's called Accelerate. It's by Pattern. And if you didn't know this, I'm about to do a video on this. Pattern is the #1 seller on Amazon. I won't get into their business model, but it is freaking amazing. So they throw on this huge conference. Anyways, like super good, interesting. But one quote that I loved when I heard was, AI won't steal your job, people leveraging AI will. So true, right? So you need to learn how to leverage AI. So like I said, start with a broad question. What are the most profitable private label products being sold on Amazon? How do I, oh wait. Yeah, sorry. I was getting confused. So it's going to come back and answer 10 categories, and it'll give you, like, okay, sell in these categories. Then go back and write, okay, out of all of these, what are the top 3 categories that have the lowest customer return rate? I love asking that because I don't want to sell a product that is generating returns. Cool. So they'll probably say back, and like this is an example I did before, home and kitchen, health and wellness, pet supplies. Okay. Then I'll go back and I'll say, all right, what are the top 10 products sold on Amazon in the pet supplies category? Okay. Dog treats, or sorry, dog food, treats, cat litter, etc. Okay. So I'll take those and I'll go to Amazon and search those specific products. Okay. So I'm gonna do that like just real quick because I think it's very fun to do. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. If not, let me know. Okay, what are the best product categories to sell private label products on Amazon? Cool, awesome. Okay. Of those categories, what are the top 5 that have the least amount of product returns? And I'll probably say something like, oh, I don't have that data, but most likely these, right? So I'll say, cool, awesome. Okay, what are profitable products to sell on Amazon in the baby category? Because that's one of them. Okay, baby clothing, baby gear. Awesome. So we have a lot of these. So I'm going to take baby gear. What are popular baby gear and baby cloth accessory products sold on Amazon? Okay, strollers, car seats, baby carriers, baby high chairs, baby monitors, baby bibs, baby hats and cups, socks and booties, baby mittens, headbands and hair accessories, teething accessories. Awesome. So I'm going to take baby belts and suspenders, come into Amazon, copy paste. And what I'm going to do is, so like, I'm not naive. I know that the baby industry is very competitive and popular, but that does not mean that there are not good products to sell. And so I want to just kind of go one at a time and pull up the extension. And like I said, I want to look at price point, estimated sales, revenue, and review count. What I like to look for are products that are doing 5 to 15,000 in revenue with a low review count. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to filter by lowest review count, and find someone like this. Whoops. And look at this. Okay, find someone like this who's selling a little set of baby clothes that's doing 20,000 in revenue and only has 12 reviews. Why is this important? It shows me that someone is capable of launching a product like this and doing that well with revenue for such a low review count. So that means that there's a relatively lower barrier to entry with that kind of product. All right. So let's do the same thing. Let me do one more quick example with baby mittens. All right. Quick hack. One thing I like to do is type in a product, baby mittens, space, and see what comes up after that. Okay. When I do a space, Amazon's going to recommend what other products people are looking for, aka good sought after keyword research products. So like, for example, I did the space baby newborn. So let's do that. And then let's open up the Pro Tool. So revenue, killing it. These are also very high review counts. So I'm going to filter by lowest reviews. And right here, okay, we got 16 pairs of baby mittens with 50 reviews, and they're doing 12,000 in sales. So like that is enough validation to say, okay, there's something to there's something to baby mittens. I'm going to look more into that. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. I love chat. I don't think that we realize like to the extent of what it can do. Here's my last thoughts on it. Utilize it. Why? Because it just came out earlier this year, I believe in February. And so I don't think people are really utilizing the capabilities that it can do to automate your Amazon FBA business. And so I recommend getting on it early and learning the methods, because that way you actually have a good comparative advantage over like 90% of other sellers. Next, we got to roll through this. All right, biggest mistakes I see new sellers make, okay? Picking the wrong product, whether it's too much competition or not enough demand. Pretty simple. Another big thing, not adding enough value to their product. I'm going to say it again. You can't just copy and paste what everyone else is doing. You got to find a way to make it better. You got to find a way to make it stand out. Like you can do good selling, like low risk, high demand products, but you can do extremely well when the product is you've added value to it. What is adding value? Different color, bundling it, better product photos, more engaging reviews, like different things like that. Oh yeah, hint, if you launch a product and it's getting impressions, and it is getting impressions or page reviews, and it's not getting any sales, like newsflash, your offer sucks, right? And that's marketing 101, right? Whenever someone wants to run ads, it's like, no one's clicking my offer. Like, is no one seeing it? Like, people are seeing your product. People are seeing these ads. Why is nobody clicking on it? Because your offer sucks, right? And I mean that with like all like sincerity, because I've been there. So I'm not afraid to be one of those people and say it out loud. Okay, launching the product incorrectly and spending way too much on PPC. See that a lot. Another big issue, never actually starting, right? Just like spending 1 to 2 years, just think about it. When is a good time? I'll tell you right now. Now is a good time to start. Yeah, how long have you been thinking about selling on Amazon? If it's been over 1 month and you're still thinking about it, you're wasting time. Okay, that's kind of true. Like you gotta move forward with it eventually, or move on to something else. Yeah, here's like the biggest thing real quick. I get like so many people that reach out to me and want to start selling. I'm like, hey, let's do it. Let's get you started. 6 months goes by and they're like, oh, I'm like, yo, if you started when you first talked to me, you would have had a product launch by now. So like, what are you waiting for? All right, this is my favorite product research hack, and I'm gonna go through this really fast. Okay, let's say you're looking for a product source on Alibaba, and you know what? Like, I'm going to just demo this instead of show you how to do it. Let's go with that example that we found. So I think it was sticky hand party favors for kids. So we just found that product. We need to figure out, how can we add value? How can we be different, right? How can we come up with good ideas to actually make someone want to buy it? And I don't think it was sticky hands toys for kids. For exactly, gosh. Let's just do sticky hand toys. Gosh, okay, I can't remember exactly what it was, but let's say we're selling. I saw this product the other day. Rubber band gun. Rubber band gun. Rubber band gun for kids. Okay, not a gel blaster gun. Okay, something like this. All right. So let's say we're wanting to source this kind of product. A lot of different options. And we come in here, and this is how you can find more products to sell on Amazon. Okay. As you're coming in here to Alibaba, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the right here to the company that is supplying this product. Why? You're going to go to their company page, and they're going to have a bunch of other products that they source. Okay. And what you're going to do from there is, because think about it, if they're selling a rubber band gun, which is in the toys and games category, they're most likely selling other similar like rubber band guns or toys. And so if like this company specifically, they're selling a music toy box. And it looks like they're selling a bunch of products that are made out of wood. And so really you can come in here and generate a lot of different ideas like wooden pet supplies. And like I never really thought of that before, but there are so many products on here that never make it onto Amazon because like these suppliers just make so much stuff that like they can't list everything, but you can get a lot of ideas. Let me go back and let's click this rubber band gun. So this will be a different supplier, and let's see what they sell. Yeah, so they sell a lot of different stuff. So they sell classic toys, keychain, jewelry, sunglasses, dinosaur toys. Let's see what that is. Actually, I want to click on toy gun. Cool. So here's the original product that we found. Now, when I go onto Amazon, and I type in rubber band gun, so here are the options that I find. And real quick, like I do not see all of these kinds of rubber band guns on Amazon alone. Only certain ones make it on there. And so this is seriously another way that you can just like add so much value. You can bundle this original rubber band gun with another, like one of these mini other guns, or, you know, and that's the thing is because they're selling in the toys and games category, you can easily find another product to bundle with. And that way it's easy for them to package and to source it, meaning you're not going on to Alibaba and searching a different supplier. And then you're like coordinating with them, hey, can you send 50 units of this product to this supplier? And then can you guys package it together? Like that'll be so complicated. You might as well just use all the different products that your supplier is already selling. And it's easy for them to bundle it together. And that way, when you launch your product, you can display very clearly on the first page, hey, I sell, like you're gonna get this one rubber band gun plus this other rubber band plus 4 little targets to shoot at, plus an extra set of rubber bands. Like that is so much more attractive to purchase than just a rubber band gun one alone. Like the more you provide in value, the more money you're going to make. So like I said, you're going to go to the supplier page, click on all the different products that they are selling. For this example, I use a gel blaster gun. You're going to find so many different kinds of like models that they did not even sell, which is pretty amazing. And I didn't even know that that was a thing. You know, I didn't know that there are so many products that the supplier sells that's not on Amazon. Cool. Yeah, use Alibaba products to find, or use Alibaba to find products to sell on Amazon. You'll make a lot of money, that is for sure. All right. So, okay, if I could offer any tips of success from coaching people, but more so like from just being a seller myself, especially if you're new, like find a mentor that you trust. And I'm not asking you to trust me blindly, but I'll tell you what, like I would have done anything to have a mentor or someone walk me through the process I could go and ask questions to when I was learning. Because if not, it gets hard and it can be kind of like frustrating, just not knowing what step to go. But don't just trust someone blindly, learn and, hear from them, gather information, and make sure that they have a system that has quantifiable results that can guide you to, being successful selling on Amazon. When all else fails, under promise and over deliver value to customers through your product offer. I love this idea. Like, if you're not sure if it's going to work out or not, I guarantee you always make money as long as you over provide value and create the best product offer. And just to recap, your product offer is going to be made up of your product itself, the price point, and the review count. Okay. But with your product specifically, that's an accumulation of your ability to bundle your product with something else, your ability to come up with attractive product photos, and your ability to nest your product with like unbelievable keywords. You do all that correctly, you'll be successful. No question about it. Don't wait for the perfect time to start. It will never happen. So true. Any sacrifice that you do today will always pay off tomorrow. Meaning, even if you only have like 30 minutes a day and you start looking through products, at least tomorrow you have 5 products that you can go to suppliers with. But if you keep, I'm gonna look for products tomorrow, then you're actually never going to move forward in anything. So start today. We all have time. So true. Okay, take subtle steps of risk. This is a big thing. When I first started, luckily I kind of ran a different business before, so I had kind of gotten used to the risk factor, of putting your money forward. And it's scary, I'm not going to avoid that. But what I will say is don't expect or don't feel like you need to drop 5 figures on your first order or, invest so much money. Like, take little steps. What is the first step? Buying, adequate product research software, buying a sample order, or maybe launching a product that only has, that you only start out with 50 to 100 units instead of 500, right? So anything is better than nothing, but start taking subtle risks. And really what happens is you start to gain a lot more confidence in yourself, start to gain more confidence in the process, and it's not affirmations, it's like evidence, that it's working. And so that's going to give you confidence to continue to move forward. My first product order was, it was like $5,000, but then I think within 6 months I was putting orders for like 10 to 15,000, and I didn't really mind at all because I knew that the process was going to work, so try to take subtle steps if you're more risk adverse. Don't limit yourself to how much you can make on Amazon. Your mindset will be your best friend or your worst enemy. If you have the mindset, it's saturated, there's so many sellers, I just can't do it. It's all your mindset. Because I'll tell you right now, a lot of people say that they're going to sell on Amazon. A lot of people start, a lot of people don't finish. A lot of people actually don't, move forward with the process. And those that move forward with the process, sadly, too few many don't do correctly. And obviously, there's room for everyone to be successful, but you just have to follow the process correctly. You have to follow the steps correctly. You have to over provide value. But honestly, don't limit yourself to and don't listen to the naysayers. People will say, it's there's no money in it. There's so much money in it, and you just have to do it correctly. Okay. Your mindset will be your worst enemy. Stop waiting, start now. Yes. Okay. Recap. Secret of making money on Amazon: buy low, sell high. Okay. Buy low, sell high, add value, and it really does work every time. Every time I launch a product, it's always sold. Never had a product fail. Here's the thing. I've had products sell fast and I've had products sell slow. What does that mean? Fast, I launch a product and it's doing 10, 15 orders a day. Slow, it's 3 to 5 orders a week, And what's nice about that though is I always get my money back plus more, and it just takes a little bit longer for it to sell out, but it's always worked. All I did was honestly just follow the process that I have, and it's been so much fun, honestly. So kind of my sort of wrap up. Appreciate you guys listening, and hope you guys have a good night.